For today's grim adventure, we're exploring an abandoned Victorian mansion that looks like it was ripped straight from the movie Coraline. When I say that this abandoned mansion looks like it's been ripped straight from the movie Coraline, what I mean is this. It looks just like the Pink Palace. It's the real-life Coraline house. Now, of course, coming here, we had to bring our Coraline doll. This is beyond beautiful, baby girl. Before we actually go inside the house, we're going to spend some time walking around, documenting how it looks. And I know the very first thing that you're going to notice is, for an abandoned mansion, the lawn is pretty well manicured. And you would be correct. At one point, this house was for sale as is. Relatively cheap, mind you. It's not on the market anymore. But knowing that the lawn looks like this, we actually reached out to the owners and said, hey, we'd like to come and see the house and document it. And they actually gave us permission, so we actually have permission to be here. They just told us two things. They said, go inside, have fun, just be careful. This place is just beautiful. Look at this. You kind of have to step back just to kind of take it all in. Let's get back here. The crazy thing about this, it is on a main road. Look at this. Cars have been whizzing by, kind of trying to get these shots in between the traffic. Just standing outside looking up at the mansion, you can already see that some of the walls have started to kind of just buckle in and cave in on itself. Just trying to document the outside of this house from all sides. And I can already see that pretty much all of the entrances, except for where we started this video off, have been decimated by nature, time, weathered, rain damage. But there are a couple entrances into the building. Like here's a back door. You can see the porch just kind of falling in on itself. So Jessica's over here at the front getting pictures of some of the entrance points. This is like an arcade game. It looks that way, doesn't it? Hear the cars whizzing down the road. Wait, what is this? Jurassic Park, the arcade. Here's a shot of the front porch facing the road. You can actually see the number 5050. That door right there, there's really no getting up to it because the steps have just kind of deteriorated. If I back up a little bit, there's another set of steps right over here. You can see them right there. Let's get a closer look. It looks like walking up here, you can actually get a shot directly into the house. Is that a top hat sitting there? Careful with my footing. Here, let's look this way. So that's the other door that we were just showing, right down there. So we are on the porch. Holes in the floor. Oh, wow. Wow, this is sad. So directly behind me, we have these really nice bay windows. And then if I pan the camera across the room, here's the pile of trash and wood, all the water damage from the floor directly above us just caved in. Looks like that's the rug. And then if I turn the camera over this way into the other room, you can see that it not only did it cave in the floor above us, but it caved, the floor beneath us has caved in. Look at this. Oh my word. Wow. It's almost like a sinkhole happened, or like the mouth of hell has opened and is swallowing this house. It's so beautiful on the outside, but not so much on the inside. It's just, it's going, it's falling apart. Right now I'm standing in the doorway looking up to the second floor, straight up through the hole, and you can actually see through the roof as well. Man, that's wild.
I've never seen anything like this before in my life. You know what it reminds me of, though? The movie Silent Hill. When the pit opens up and everything sinks down in the center of the houses. Which technically is Centralia, so it does fit. Wow.
Now, it doesn't look like we can get across that giant hole in the floor. But we might be able to open up that front door and see the staircase going up to the second floor. Again, watching our step. Nope. The door is locked. We were curious as to what the hole in the roof looked like that has caused so much damage. And this is it. We were able to get the ghostly swoosh up in the air, looking straight down. Crazy, right? It looks like they've tried to repair it at some point. Wild. All right, I think it's time we go inside the house. And we brought our deadlights with us. Now, just a heads up, there are parts of this house that are gonna be really, really dark, so we did bring our deadlights with us. Go ahead and give me mine. All right. Look at this. Those doors are breaking my heart. You can tell that they slide back into the wall. Okay. So this right here, on the left-hand side, you can see the rug from the second floor. We were just on the other side of the rug. So it's like the back side of it. That's the hole straight ahead. Oh, wow. Here's a shot looking at the other side of the room. That's the door that we just walked in. Now Jessica was pointing out that right over here, you can see the wall just kind of bulging out. Some of these rooms have so much water damage that they just look very, very unsafe to walk into. Like this room, there's really nothing in it. All that there is just water damage. You can see that the ceiling, the walls, the floor are just kind of crumbling apart. Look at these old shelves right here. Built into the wall, and they have these cupboard doors. There's another door. There are shelves in this room. It looks like it was like a supply cabinet. There's cleaning supplies, bulbs, miscellaneous, crystal. Victorian doll furniture. That's interesting. Just walking through this place, it definitely breaks your heart seeing it like this. But you can easily use your imagination and see what it was like back in the day. Now, of course, there's been some modernization, if you will. The outside of the house is definitely very, very old, but the inside has been updated. Here's the kitchen. Crazy, right? Looking up, you can clearly see that the ceiling is just falling down onto the ground, all the plaster. Not only is it on the floor, but it's also on the countertops. There's the kitchen sink. And it looks like there's at least one more room that we can access from this part of the house. You can see the wallpaper on the wall still, just peeling back. Exploring this place really is something else. I mean, when you stand outside, you see the magic of it. And then you walk through the doors, through the house, and you see all the decay, everything just kind of crumbling. And it's like this whiplash of emotion. I think that's pretty much all we can do on this side of the house on this floor. Ready to go up the steps to the second floor? Heck, these stairs might be the most sturdiest part of the house. Still, gotta be careful. The stairs are pretty sturdy, just be careful. I don't know how well this is going to translate on camera, but the floor is completely rotting away. Like standing here, you can actually see the bow in the floor, how it dips down. So we're not going to walk on that because I do not want to fall through the floors of this house. Now this is the first room at the top of the steps. And there's another set of stairs that go up to the third floor. Can you imagine what this place was like back in its heyday?
It was probably very elegant.
Moving on to the next room. We're doing our best to hug the wall, and I feel like we are slanting to the left. And that would be correct because right here you can see all this water damage on the ground, all that discoloration. Oh my. Yeah, don't walk over there. In fact, walking through this door, we can't get too far. Because as soon as you go through the door frame, everything just kind of slants down. It falls down. Like it looks like that door straight ahead is on the floor below us, but we're on the same level. It's directly across from me. It is just down on an angle now. Wow. Yeah, there's no getting across. It's like a fun house. There are other rooms. We can't get over there. Go ahead and put the camera over this way. Look at that. The ceiling has caved in so much that it has busted through this floor, down through the floor of the first floor. Wow. What I find absolutely amazing is if we try to look up through the hole going up to the third floor, you can actually see plants, which means nature is really taking a hold of this place. And then if we point the camera down inside the hole, that's the door that we came in and the bay windows that we pointed out. Right now I'm standing, well, I have my foot on the carpet that has just been sunken down into the first floor.
It's really sad. I was hoping that once we got inside the house, you would be able to look at it and go, oh, if it was stripped down to its bones, this house is totally savable. But I don't think it is. I don't think you can bring it back from this. I'm no expert. It may be possible. Expensive, but possible. But how?
There are 2 more rooms up here on the second floor, right above the steps. So let's go ahead and peek our head in here. So there's this one here, it's completely empty, but you can see all the rotting wood. And then directly across from that is an old bathroom. You can just smell the wetness, how wet everything is. This is pretty wild to think about. When I was standing there getting the shot of the bathroom, I was standing in the doorway, and you can see how much the door frame, the wall, is just leaning in. So it looks like we might be able to get access down to the basement, and we're also going to try to get access to the front steps. So these are the steps that go down to the basement. And what do you think, baby? We know that the third floor has caved into the second floor, and the second floor has caved into the first floor. Lots of water damage. Do we really want to go down to the basement? What do you think?
Surprisingly, it looks very dry.
Probably the driest of everything. All right. I'm going to take this very, very slow. I have a hand holding the light and a hand holding the camera, so I can't really grab onto anything. There she is. Definitely wet down here. Old electrical box. Now I feel like I'm in the movie Silent Hill. Does it keep going? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Of course it does. Be careful. This is definitely a creepy basement if I've ever seen one. Everything's just falling in. Oh, wow. Okay. For a second here, I thought over here on the ground this was a real skull, but it looks like it's like a Halloween prop. But why is there a skull sitting in here by itself? That's a little unnerving. Speaking of things crashing through the floor, it looks like we found the landing point. Remember when we were outside and we pointed out the Jurassic Park arcade? Well, it looks like inside the house there are a couple other arcades, like this one right here, this giant black cabinet. It's in the basement, but I'm telling you, it had to have been on the first floor. It just fell through the floor. This is crazy. Right now we're standing in the basement looking up to the first floor. At doors of the house. There's a wall right there. And then right over here, there's two other doors. There's another shot of the front door. This is just me lifting the gimbal and the camera up as high as I can. I guess if we wanted to, we can climb all this stuff. I'm not going to. Safety reasons. It really does look like it's going to fall apart. We pointed out the arcade that looks like it was on the first floor and it just kind of fell into the basement. Directly behind it is the wall that's behind this pipe, the old furnace here, it looks like. And just peeking back there, you can see how everything just kind of fell down into the basement here. Wonder what it's like on the other side. Oh, it looks like somebody put some sort of plastic up at some point. Might as well turn the camera around so you can see the rest of the basement. So that's where we just came from. There's that door about the center of your screen that leads back to where we were looking at the stairs. And then those are the stairs that we came down from, down into the basement. The top of them lead right up to the kitchen. So from the kitchen to the basement, there's a set of stairs that go from the kitchen, the first floor, up to the second floor. And here's the back door. So surprisingly, even though a lot of this place has been crumbled down in, rotting away, a lot of it is still here. Can this place be saved? Is it doomed to rot forever? Who knows? It really does make you wonder. This beautiful old 1860s Victorian mansion, this Coraline mansion, the Pink Palace, how long until this place doesn't exist anymore, that it just falls into itself and it has to be torn down? It's crazy to think about. And at the same exact time, I feel so very lucky that we are here right now exploring this place and documenting this place, this beautiful place. It was even in a book. There's a picture in a book, wish we had it with us, where you can see this building painted in the most beautiful pink. And it looks like this. I mean, everything ends, right? I think that's about it for the basement. So we have one more door to walk through, and that's the back door. And we're hoping that this is going to get us right up to the staircase. And this porch is something else. So right in that door right there should take us into the other parts of the house. So it looks like this part of the house doesn't have as much water damage as the other side. There's this one room right here, and then it goes over into the next. Which looks like it's a bathroom. I like the lights. Oh, it's a medicine cabinet. How creepy would it be if there was something in there, like somebody's old medicine, left behind, or something can't reached out and grabbed you. We were hoping that this side entrance to the house was going to get us to the staircase, but it doesn't look like that. Instead, we're right back in that main room. You're looking at that carpet again from the second floor, Well, the third floor down to the second floor, down to the first floor, just dipping down in and caving in. Then right over here is the hole. Again, down in the basement, the arcade, the black box, the black cabinet arcade, looks like it was probably up here at one point, and it just collapsed. Wow. It looks like somebody was trying to use this place as storage at one point. And with water damage, everything just kind of collapsed upon itself. I mean, there's boxes strewn everywhere. And everything looks destroyed. Even here at my feet are some Stephen King books, hardback and softback. And then there's a hat, Camp Horror, which is out in California. That's odd. Camp Horror Mystic Museum in Burbank, California. Is that a Frankenstein figurine? Like a NECA figure in there? And then Halloween 3 figures. We actually have those at our house. So it looks like we found our way over to the staircase on the other side of the pit. It's just really crazy to look at. But there's this little walkway. It looks safe enough, but still got to be very careful. Think about every step. But through this doorway, you can see the banister right there. And then the front door is over to the left. Go ahead and walk in here. And there's the hole that goes down to the basement. Man, that's crazy. As tempting as it is, baby goal, I don't think we should go up the steps. I mean, we made it this far, but the steps are leaning to the right, towards the giant hole. And I do not want to become a part of this house. I do not want to haunt this house. But talk about beautiful. It's not a very elaborate chandelier hanging here in the main entrance, but it's something at least. And just looking up the steps, you can kind of see how everything's just kind of curving and falling this way and that way, and it's kind of dizzying when you look at it. I know somebody's going to say, listen, why don't you just make it up the steps? Just be very careful. Look at these steps, the first two. And as far as I can tell, there's really no water damage anywhere. There's no water on the steps, and they're just kind of deteriorating. And then right over here, you can see how it's just like this monstrous mouth that has opened up that's swallowing everything. No way in heckins are we going to climb up there to the second floor. I feel like if we were alive when this house was made, we would have loved living here. I love these big houses where there's so many different rooms that offshoot this way and hidden areas. Supposedly there was even like a secret room at some point. Don't know where that would have been. But it's like a giant playground. Let's see if I can get this all in one long shot. Imagine walking through the front door. That's the stairs right there going up to the second floor. This would have been a hallway going back to another room, another part of the house. It's now a giant hole into the basement. There's this door over here that probably would have been the living room. It too has a giant hole going down into the basement. Man, talk about blowing one's mind. All right, baby girl. I think that's about it for our time here at the abandoned Coraline's Pink Palace. Just be careful coming across there again. I know you know to be careful, but it helps to always, remind ourselves to be careful. Walking along the edge. And with that being said, thank you for joining us on another grim adventure, this time exploring an abandoned pink mansion, a Victorian mansion that looks like it was ripped straight from the movie Coraline. Until next time, happy Halloween.